Welcome back to the live session for trading gold as well as currency pairs. In this session, we will be looking at some pairs currently trending, including gold and dollar yen. So this is gonna be a little extended session after the previous one we have done during the London session. We have successfully closed our trade and we are looking to see again further entry opportunity here in this market. The market is pretty volatile and it is currently in a trend, which is that we are looking at entry from the intraday perspective. We can see there is a break of support level here in this market. So looking at, first of all, daily chart, we will be doing the full multiple time frame analysis here before we jump on any trade. Now I'm just waiting to show up every members here. So if you are here, say yes in the live chat. Or write something so that I know that the members all are here, so we can begin our full analysis and the trade setup for gold. As the market is on a trend, we see there is a breakdown of the trend here on the daily, and that breakdown might bring the price. We could see the significant rejection from the higher price, and from the weekly we see that there is a significant pullback here. So the possibility for drop here, breaking the previous weekly low, is higher at the moment, and that's where the price is approaching this fair value gap in that area, and that fair value gap could fill that zone before it continues to rise back up, or we might see that, depending on what kind of data coming later with the FOMC as well as NFP, the market could bring down here, break below here. From the monthly, we can see that gold back-to-back 3 months was in a significant bullish trend here, and with that bullish trend from this support level, there was a strong bounce back to the upside on the monthly perspective on gold. And with this movement, after back-to-back 3 months stronger bullish impulse, the market now coming back below here to this support level and could continue to drop back down here, potentially to create a new lower low. If we look at the weekly chart on gold, we can see that from the weekly, price is in a strong downtrend here. There is a pure FVG here, and that FVG is significantly important because it's a pure imbalance, and we could see that FVG could fill that zone as the market is approaching that. If you look at the daily support level, now previous weekly low is 4,000 level, right? We are still around more than 300 pips away from the previous weekly low, and as today's market, if you look at so far, had a significant rejection from this higher price. So the possibility here to break that low is higher, and that's what we use in our previous trade. We look at exactly in that point. Now we'll be going to that. The market is still in that direction where we have opened our position. Going back to the 5-minute chart, now we are from the multiple time frame, price started to drop down here, creating that trend line here that you can see. The market tested this trend line, and from this trend line, the price, if you look at, this is the trend line that was broken, and this is the trend line that we have used for our entry. What kind of market structure you can see here? The trend line is quite significant, because when you see that the market has created the trend line, the price has respected the trend line. You can see from this support level, drop to the level, bounce off the trend line, again drop to the level, bounce back to the trend line, drop to the level, bounce back to the trend line. The market is in fact respecting that trend line over and over again. And finally, what is our entry trigger in that market. If you look at close, this is the most important part of every trade that you open. If you look at that, the trend, right? Trend is your friend as long as you are trading. So if you are trading, then definitely you must create a very good relationship with the trend, because when you trade with the trend, that's where always you remain profitable over the long term. And that's why you guys see that all the trade that I'm opening, exactly I'm sharing in the group, and every trade with entry, stop loss, and take profit target. And every trade that we are opening, there is a clear explanation of the strategy that I'm putting the commentary in the session. This is the previous session's trade, and the market, this is a live trade, one of them that was opened, and you guys have seen that how we have opened the trade, and the trade also shared in the premium group exactly as entry, stop loss, and take profit target as a pending order. Now, to enter those trades that will always remain in favor of you, you can't win all trade. Always means that over the long term, you're not gonna lose anything. That's where the real trading comes in play, because if your strategy remain profitable over the long term, that's where you can rely on the strategy for bigger wins and for bigger gain. Now, looking at this 5-minute chart on gold and this trend line. Now, I have drawn this trend line. There is a very important reason. If you look at what is that, let's see what was the trigger of that trade. And trigger is very important, because when you are looking at the trigger, when you are looking at how the market is creating the structure and then trading based on that, you are always remaining with the flow of the market. So the first consideration that we have taken in this trade that we open is that series of lower high. If you look at here, okay, and when you see that series of lower high, okay, has been broken above, the market has broken out of the trend line. The market has broken out of that series of lower high. And once the market has broken out of the trend line and series of lower high, there's two possible scenario now there. One, the market to continue to trend back up, as we discussed in the beginning. The market may potentially go up to the daily high. The other possibility is the market to continue to drop back again, as this is the first time the market has broken this series of lower high. In that market, we expected the market to drop, and the market did that. It was a massive drop from that level that we have opened that position, and keeping the stop loss above this high. It is still moving down. Still we have further entry opportunity. If you look at here, you can see it created that another structure here. It's broken above, broken down, and then retested back again, coming down again for another potential rejection back below in this market. So this is a purely now a downtrend on the lower time frame. When you see that such a downtrend on the lower time frame, and when you combine it with the higher time frame, you are always remaining in the high profitability zone as a trader. So this week is absolutely important. If you look at the calendar that I'm looking at here, so looking at the calendar, because when you look at the calendar, you start to see the relationship between those events coming, how the market is reforming with those events, because there's always a relationship between this event and the market movement. You can see all the time. So looking at, if you look at this market here, the market is maintaining this series of lower high, which is in a respecting this trend line, and there is a breakup structure here, and with this breakup structure the market slowly started to move down here, right? So now because it had this liquidity sweep here, as when the market was coming down, a lot of traders who were trailing this market, their stop loss above this high, and that has been triggered, which has given new momentum in this market. And as a result, we can see the price started to trend back below here. Now the current swing high here, if we look at the 4 hour again, going back to the intraday time frame, it is currently in a downtrend. So we're only looking to sell again in this market. Are you ready to enter? Say yes if you are ready to enter another position. I'd like to see how many members are here having the risk manager tool as well. If you are entering, must have a risk manager tool. And before we look for any entry, make sure guys you like this stream, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Press the notification bell so that you're not missing any of the content that I'm posting every day. Now here, if you look at, this is a series of lower high, okay, a semi-circular bearish structure in that market, and in that semi-circular bearish structure that you can see in this market here, this is a bearish market structure. And with this bearish market structure, if we look at, the market is respecting this resistance line multiple times, and what we can expect here, the price to drop back here below this support level and breaking that resistance line here. If we look at breaking above is where our next entry. Understanding the market structure will give you a huge advantage as a trader. And this is what, the market structure will see, there is always, it's variable. You won't find a market structure that is always creating an ideal series of lower high and lower low. The market is random. This is where the biggest mystery in the market, it creates completely new structure. You'll see that more often, and then it's very random. So how can you recognize those new structure to understand that which one, how do you predict the move? Because there's a very fundamental way the market moves, you will see that. And that fundamental way is, there will be a move that you can recognize, a clean pole, and then there will be a consolidation or a structure formation. Now this structure can be many form. Okay, you could see the triangular pattern, semicircular, elliptical, oval, or just random sideways market. The one that you have seen, what we have opened in London session trade, you see that this is a structure. What kind of structure is this? It's like a fish pattern, right? You draw a fish here, okay, all right, so you can draw the fish here. It's a fish pattern. So now that pattern has broken back below. How can you see that pattern here? Is it going to go up or down? Because after the pole, that if you look at with this, after this bullish pole, when the market, you see that one should be breaking to the upside, right? But you see there is a break below here. Now this pattern that you can see here, this is potentially to break below, as how the market structure has created in that. I will be discussing more in detail on in what situation you will be considering what a structure to break below or break above. Keep in mind guys, the first priority that you need to give as a trader when you look at the market, what is that? The first priority is always the trend, regardless of head and shoulder, double top, double bottom, any kind of consolidation pattern, sideway market, even triangular pattern, whatever you see in the market, the first priority is trend. That means no matter what kind of market structure it builds, always bias will be in the direction of the trend, and the rest of the thing is a confirmation of the trend. See, this is where the very important point that you can note down. Now, that means everything, all the time, always priority is trend, and the rest of the things is the confirmation of the trend. That means it's like a belief. You can see that it's very paradoxical. In fact, the market is a bunch of belief, right? If you look at the human psychology, the belief is the same thing. You see, when someone read newspaper or watch news, do you think that by reading newspaper or watching news, we create some belief or build new belief? No, we only reconfirm our existing belief. It's the ultimate truth. That means how we believe, that's where we pay attention, and we reconfirm that, reinforce that existing belief over and over again, and that's how we create a kind of a conviction, or that creates our existing experience from that belief, thought, and create a complete conviction that creates our existing experience, how we think, act, and do. In the market, not very different. Okay, so if you look at the trend, any structure that you can see that builds, you can see here the same way. You can use the same analogy. Whatever the structure is creating, is this confirming the direction of the trend? If yes, then we will take it. If no, then we will be waiting to see. Now, if you look at here, this is structure. Is it confirming the direction of the trend? The direction of the trend is down. Therefore, we will not be considering this way. We will be considering that way, and it dropped that way. If you look at the current structure here, is it confirming the direction of the trend? Yes, downtrend. So we'll be considering that way. So always it redirect to the direction of the trend. Now that's where we are looking at the entry. Now once you combine it with the liquidity and the price action, that's where you can look at the market to move in that direction. So if you look at here, now if you look at the 15-minute chart that you can see, and the 1 hour perspective here in that market, this is where there is a significant bearish price action has created, and in that bearish price action the market is in a downtrend. So we are looking at that with that series of lower high, expecting to break any of this previous swing high. The market is in a very strong trend. That's what the first thing we need to look at in this market, to drop back below the previous low. So therefore, on the lower time frame, as soon as you find that suitable entry, we are on the trade. We'll be getting into the trade. We'll be waiting for, you see there's the liquidity gap here as well, stronger liquidity gap, that if you look at if you have this indicator, you can turn it on. This is a sell zone here, and the market dropped from that level. Especially when the market trends, we can look at this kind of move. The market shows over and over again. This is where the stronger liquidity gap. When you see that in a downtrend, it's a falling market, suddenly one candle cross that previous one's high, reject back below with a stronger momentum, that candle has a volume, and that drive that price back below. Now we need to see that similar price action to be created on the lower time frame for us to be able to enter any sell position. We might be able to enter by market or by pending order that we did in our previous session as well. This is the current support level here in that area. So that being said, waiting for the market to potentially bounce off that level, and as soon as we see the breakout structure, we will be looking at that entry in this market. Waiting for a potential breakout structure, and as soon as we see that breakout structure, we will be jumping. Please share my. So euro dollar, we are looking at also the dollar yen at the moment in this instrument that you can see dollar yen here. There is a from the daily, it had a significant bounce in that market, which is currently on dollar yen on a pullback here in that market. So dollar yen might give us an entry opportunity from this key support area, where from the lower time frame on gold, we see that this is currently breaking the lower time frame support here, right? And that support break could be sudden drop, we might see, or we might see that potential pullback to the upside for another confirmation in this market. So breaking above is where we want to re-enter again for this market to drop back to this support level. It's on a downtrend. It continues to drop, and it could continue to drop well below breaking that low here in this market. Welcome back to the live session. Is it going to drop when American stock open, or it will go up? Look, what is going down is likely to go down. The market is in a downtrend until we see that there is a very unusual move coming in the market. Currently, if you look at gold, currently approaching the support level, but it's on a downtrend. This is the daily price action here. So far, there has been drop. So once the market passes this 4,000 level, so we are nearing to the 4,000, right? Which is nearly to 160-70 pip away. Now crossing 4,000, all right, coming below 4,000, there might be potential rejection. But guys, this is another very important point. Never ever buy such a falling market, considering that there will be a reversal. Rather sell when you see the market in an important area of value. Okay, trading with the trend is the most profitable trading system one can ever have. So currently it's on a falling market, so we cannot expect that this market to straight reverse back to this here until we see a complete trend change. It is always good idea, keep in mind guys, it is always a good idea is to trade on a established trending market. Do not look for reversal. Look for trend continuation. This is the secret of every trader's trading strategy. This is the secret of every trade that I take, is I don't look for reversal. I look for trend continuation and then wait for established trend and then break out from that established trend. You can apply that every area that you are trading. This simple lesson can change the way you look at the market. And that's why you see that we had an incredible success past week as well. The gain that we have, these are the genuine gain that I have posted every trade in detail in the premium group. You can see that it's a clean every trade with entry, stop loss and take profit target. We had past week all those trades except 2 trades didn't work out, and you guys see that in this live session. all other trade exactly worked out as expected. Now looking at now that this week started with stunning massive winner in our previous session, and you want to continue. Now how do you achieve high profitability? Either by high win rate or by high risk reward, is by trading with the trend. And this is what the most important part, and that's also the biggest mistake many trader does when they begin, including when I started trading. I did the same thing, finding bottom for buying, top for selling, but to look for breakup structure when you are trading. So now looking at this from that point of view, you can see this is established downtrend. Now on a established downtrend, wait for the breakup structure. Breakup structure looks like it's reversal, but in fact it's a trend continuation. So, and that's how you can catch the big move, right? You can catch the big move in that way. If you look at the previous session's trade, that we have opened two positions, that one was closed. This is the live trade that we have opened, followed by in our system there's another one was massive winner. If you look at the Gbpjpy, you can see that the trade was open at 4070.73 and closed at 4058, right? It's a very, very tight stop loss. If you look at the stop loss here, the trade is open at 4070.73. That means nearly to 4071. Stop loss at 4073, only approximately 20 pip stop loss, and smash that profit target hit. This is a complete strategy. Currently we have many members trading with me with this strategy, and I am sharing every detail of the trade in the group, in the premium group. If you want to get access to all of that, we have few position open in the mentorship. You can visit the website. It's almost nearly for free. 95% off currently joining to the premium group. That only one decision could change everything to you, as position open and closed at any point in time. You guys see that all the trade that we are opening in this live session also being shared in the premium group. Visit www.forextradingwizard.com right now and take that 95% off opportunity, which is ending straight away very soon. And the link below this video. Once you visit the website, scroll down below here and you will see how you can join. Progress to the checkout, and once you join, you can check your email for the links for the premium group, where you can get access to every trade that I'm opening, all the strategies that I'm trading, with complete video format as an education, as well as premium channel group where you can see every detail of each trade, including entry, stop loss, and take profit target, and also clear explanation of the trade that I'm opening with full strategy demonstration. Now let's get into the current market structure here. We see that this breakdown here, the price now trying to bounce off the level. Current level that we can see on this market from the 4-hour chart is here at 4047 level, and it's approaching that doji in that area. You can see the market to potentially bounce off that level, expecting to go back up to hit that high here. this dynamic resistance that you can see on gold could break that high here. And that break that you can see now is pushing back up. We might be able to find an entry shortly after, as still need the levels here. Now I'm looking at fresh level from the 1 hour that you can see the market is pushing back up here. With this break above here, the market has reached that resistance line, and that could bring that market back below to this support level here in that area. And as the market is approaching that high here, I'd like to see the price to reaching that key level and then to return again back. We look at this is a high liquidity zone, and in that high liquidity zone where the market to return back below to the direction of the trend. So if we look at this one here from the lower time frame price action, the price action has reached that level where there is a high area of value, and expecting this market to continue to drop back down to this support level here in that area. So for us to get that entry, we see there is a rejection on the lower time frame again, and the bias here to 4,000 level that expecting the market to reach that today. We are looking to enter as the previous sessions trade from here created that move back below. The current resistance line is on the 1 hour level that you can see the market to touch that 4041 or closing back below can give further selling opportunity here in that market. And now with this bounce here, the market initially tested that high and trying to create again another downtrending market structure here. The current key resistance line, a couple of levels that you can see, expecting it to potentially return back up here and then to continue to trend back below to this support level here in this market. From the 15 minutes perspective, we can see the market from here getting a rejection, and that could bring the market to drop down further, or we could see another bounce back to this level here to 4045. Now here the market slowly, if you look at from this support level, there is a rejection back above to this lower time frame resistance. Now from here we could see break below again in the direction of the trend. We are ready for an entry as soon as it appears here in that market, as it is in a downtrending market structure. We'll be looking for sell opportunity as soon as it appears. Now the current resistance line that you can see on gold is here on the lower time frame, and with the coming up volume on the 1 hour candle close, so you could see that again new volume coming, and would like to see the price to break that high and then to trend back below to this support level. Okay. From here it's pushing that back up in that area, which is going back to that 4031 level, which might cross that high potentially to create a new higher high, or to drop back down back below here in that area. So this is where you can see the market in this level with a long wick candle. The price may break below here in that area, so you could see that there is a rejection from this higher price here to this lower price in this market. With a long wick candlestick pattern formation here, expecting the market to continue to drop back below here to this support level, and that is where we are looking to see that the market to potentially to trend and then to break below for this market to continue to drop down here to this support level to create a new lower low in this market. And as you can see, the price is trying to bounce off the level. We could say that it to break again 4031 level, and if the market breaking that high here to this 4031, there is a imbalance here and the trend is bearish. So breaking above is an opportunity for us to sell because the trend here is bearish. We could see the market to continue to trend back below here in that market. And here is the bearish price action that you can see in that area. And with a couple of long wick dodges here. Creating a rejection from this higher price here. Welcome. In the previous session, as we see that the market has created the same kind of structure, we have entered that trade on a break of this trend line, right? So we saw that there was a break of trend line, created the structure, and the market rejected back below. We can see the market is now on a similar kind of structure formation. There is a break of structure. Now I would like to see that continuation back below. Before we look at the continuation back below, this is the 1 hour candle closing, and that 1 hour candle close can give an understanding of if the market is going up for a pullback, or we could see that continuation to this downtrend here in this market. This is a triangular pattern if you look at here, and in that triangular pattern that you can see the market to potentially cross this high here, grab liquidity, and then to drop back down again to this support level. Okay, so here price is showing that bearish rejection, and would like to see that one more retest of this high. Breaking above is where the possibility for another wave of drop in this market, as from the 4 hour level that the market, this is the intraday 4 hour drop that so far the market has dropped back below, and this is the current intraday resistance line here in that market. There's a breakout structure here. The market is crossing that high, potentially to continue to back up. From the lower time frame here, you can see the price is approaching that resistance line. and would like to see that pullback. This is what we're waiting to see, the price to go ahead and potentially to retest the 4-hour resistance line, and that's where you can look for the selling opportunity for this market to drop again to the sessions low. Going to the sessions open and close or sessions high is where the opportunity for this market to drop down here in that area. Ready to enter, waiting for the market to now. This is the previous session's stronger liquidity sweep here and created this bearish engulfer. Now this session the market once opened, tested this high and then dropped back down again to the direction of the trend. Now it's a one single bounce back to the upside in that area. We might be able to enter once this is a very stronger bullish move now on the lower time frame against the trend, right? And because the market is going against the trend to this key level, if it reach that 4-hour high, testing that high, going in that zone is where opportunity for us to look for selling opportunity. So looking at the market has tested this high and short-term bounce possible here in this market to move back up to that level here in that area. Okay, so this 15 minutes candle that you can see here, currently the price is The previous one was long doji. Now this candle currently getting rejection from this higher price. Would like to see the price testing that high and then return again back below in that market. And where with this long week rejection in this market here, the price to potentially drop down here back below to this support level. And that is where, if you guys look at, you can see with this breakout, the price tested this key level, and from the intraday perspective, the two key resistance line at 4039 and 4047, any one of them we can look for an entry if we see enough confirmation, especially this zone here. This is what we're looking to see, that the market to potentially go ahead and test those zones and then give us an entry opportunity in this market here on gold. With a bearish rejection here, expecting the market to trend, retest, and then return again back below to the major direction of the trend. This is where you can see the price maintaining this series of lower high, and from the 1 hour, that expecting the price to cross that high and then to trend again back below to the major direction here in this market. Okay, breaking that high is that you can see from here. That means further upside movement. That's what we're looking to see, the price to cross this key level of resistance and then to return again back below here in that market. And crossing that intraday resistance line is where the most important part that you can see in this market. And that is where we are looking to see that this market to break that high and then to bounce off that level, to retest and then to reject back again. So here that you can see the local uptrend is an interest for us to see that the market is going to hit that intraday resistance line, and that's where the entry is. We always look at the market that is overextended in one direction. So if you look at this 4-hour price action, that you can see it's a downtrend. Going up is an overextension from this downtrend to the uptrend, and then we can look for the sell in this market. Let's go in. How do we determine the sell zone for the current price action? And that's what we are looking at. FX Golden, we are determining the sell zone from a key level. One very important aspect of trading, guys, this is I emphasize a lot, is that you won't be able to ever determine a level without knowing how the price is interacting to the level. All right, so let me give you an example. let's say if we draw a level at 4070 level and we draw a level at 4049 level, and many of us place a pending order at this level saying that okay, this is a resistance line. If the market cross that high, it's gonna get overextended, we'll be selling from this level. But it will entirely depend on how the price action will interact to that level, and that's a real market information. That's how you'll know that exactly, not depending on the past but also depending on the present moment, right? That's where the everything happens in the present moment. Even if you go for the thinking, right? Most people live in the past or in the future, being worried about what's going to happen. But you need to live in the present moment, right? How do you live in the present moment? Just like this. Okay? Like this, and you can live in the present moment. When you live in the present moment, you can see things very clearly. And attention is very important to that. Now, if you look at here, when you see the market is going to that level at 4049 level, going here, right? 4049. Now, the market interact to that level in many ways. One way could be that one candle move from here to that level like this, a big bull candle, and then candle close here, leaving a big long wick like that, right? That's a sell candle. On the other hand, another probable scenario that the market is going like this, a bull candle and then a red candle with a long wick doji, like a green candle, and then another green candle with a long wick doji, and then another small candle, another smaller price action, and then grabbing liquidity here, again long wick, reaching that level. That's a buy area, because the market is grabbing liquidity from this direction, the possibility to break to the upside. So the level is not all about, it's all about how the price action is interacting to that level, and that's where we will determine either this market will be sell or buy, depending on that price action confirmation or the price action interaction to the level. So it is important. That's why I do conduct a Zoom. Today also we had a schedule for Zoom VIP Zoom classes. If you guys on the a premium group, don't miss out that session. There is an exclusive discussion, and also in the Zoom you can ask directly any question that you have, and also stay connected by joining the Telegram here, which is a free Telegram where I do share many of my trading education as well as analysis every single day. And probably if you stay connected with the free Telegram, you also might get an access to the premium group. More often we do send promotion in the premium to join the premium group from the free Telegram group, so you can stay connected by joining that here. And in addition to that, you can visit the website www.forextradingwizard.com. If you want to join right now to the premium, there is 95% off. It's just a very short-term opportunity to take some new members who are really keen to learn the strategy that I'm trading, and also access my trade in a real time with entry, stop loss and take profit target, and also learn the strategy that I'm trading every single day in the live market. Will gold continue to drop? Gold is currently bearish. We could see that at least to drop potentially back below to this intraday support level, to this 4,000, and we might see that further downside even back below the 4,000 level here. And that's where you can see the market here in that area approaching that 4-hour resistance line here that you can see. And okay, so you can see the market is trying to break above, crossing that high, expecting that this move to reach up further, and that's where you can look for that entry in this market. Now the price is on a, if you look at this move currently on the 15-minute chart, price slowly approaching that key level, and that key level that you can see the market is approaching is where there is a possibility for an entry if the price action showing, as we discussed, that stronger rejection from this higher price. Locally, you can see there is an uptrend here. So until you see that local uptrend on the 1 minute being able to break and then return, we are still waiting to see the market how far it's gonna bounce off that level. Now the way the market on the 5-minute chart that you can see approaching here, it is so far in this zone here showing some bullish continuation until you see the price got the rejection from this higher price, as here it's a sharply downtrend, and depending on how the market is reacting to this key level will determine if this market is coming down further below or going up for deeper pullback to the upside, as there is a fair value gap in that area. But we are not entering to the buy trade. If you look at the daily chart, you can see that it's a sharply downtrend. So we are remaining in this bearish setup in this market for this price to drop and continue to create a new lower low in this market. Okay, we can see that crossing that high here, and that cross could continue to rise back above in that area, and you can see the market is potentially bouncing off that level, where if you look at the 4-hour chart, that you can see the market is approaching this key level of resistance line here in this market. Okay, so you see this is a complete bounce now on the intraday, and the price for the first time has crossed this after this long series of lower high here, approaching that series of lower high. The market has tested this 4-hour doji, and we might be able to enter potentially buy market once we see that confirmation of the price action. Here is the previous session's bigger bullish move, and from that level the market has broken back below, expecting it to trend back down here to the support level here in that market. From the intraday perspective, you can see from this support level the market has reached that level to the upside here to this key level where there is a high area of value. And in that high area value, the market is approaching that level, expecting it to break that high and then to potentially continue to drop down here. We see that series of lower high. This is the 15 minutes liquidity zone. Here you can see the market from that level has broken back below, and we could see the price to continue to drop here back to this support level here in that market on gold. And lower time frame, now we can see that a significant break to the upside here in this market, and that's where the possibility for the price to drop down here to this support level in that area in this market. That's expecting the price to come back down here to this support level to create a new lower low in this market. So if we look at the here if you see, this is a local uptrend here on the 1 minute chart, and there is a lower time frame trend line that the price was respecting, which is broken above. Now depending on how far the price potentially be heading here in that area, this is what we're looking at in this price section, for the price to retest and then reject back again below in that area. So there is a bearish rejection here that you can see on this lower time frame at the moment from this high here, and the market is currently approaching that support level. If you look at this trend line was broken and there is a break below again. So now at this point, if we see the market, this is the 1 minute chart, not being able to break that high, create a new higher high, we could see that the price to drop down again to this 4-hour support level here in that market. And you see after back-to-back two dodges, the market now pushing that back below. So that is showing up the market potentially to remain bearish here in that area. There's a break completely below from this trend line here. Ready for an entry? We might be able to place a pending order if we see the market has shown enough rejection from this higher price here, and So here the market structure now is in a, we saw there was a break below and the price is in a consolidation here. Would like to see there is a fair value gap and would like to enter here from this fair value gap. We'll be placing a pending order here for a sell stop in that market. Once the market managed to break below here, in that area we'll be entering into the trade for this potential sell with a tight stop loss. We target to this support level here, and we can extend some partial move if we see the market has managed to drop back below this support level here in that market. So we place the sell stop here on gold for this potential drop back down here below to this level. So we place the sell stop here for this possible break below. If the market managed to break that support here, then we are on the trade for a potential downtrend continuation. As if the price going up back above, is still this trend continuing to the upside here, and if that trend continues, then we are looking at that market for an entry opportunity in that area. I hope that you guys enjoying the live session. Make sure you like this stream and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Press the notification bell so that you are not missing any of the content that I'm posting every day. Welcome, welcome, welcome. waiting for a potential trigger. We place the pending order sell stop at 4027.94, stop loss at 403.48, TP target 4016.0.05 here, and the market breaking below can signals potential trend continuation. It still can continue to rise back up as there is a break of structure here, and that break of structure could still signal potential trend continuation. But if the market managed to break above from that low here, that is where there is a fair value gap here in that area, and if the price breaking below here, this is nearly to 60 p fair value gap, and that could bring the market well below here. Now it's here, it is still showing up to be little rejection back above here in that market. Now in a situation, if we see the market is really getting a stronger rejection, we even can look for enter by market if we see the price action is confirming that potential further downside here in this market. Okay, getting that rejection after this high. If you look at the price has tested that high and getting the rejection back below here in that market, so that could be something the market could reject again here. So with this one red candle on the 1 minute chart in this market, I'm going to open sell by market, keeping stop loss above this high. This is a rejection here, but with a very tight stop loss here, expecting the market to potentially remain bearish. So I'm going to sell this market by market for this potential break below to this support level here in that market. So going to sell by market, keeping stop loss above this 4039. So I've closed the pending order. We open sell by market as there is a rejection, expecting the market to break below further here with a full risk management with a tight stop loss. This is a very tight stop loss, as you know. It can easily go back up and hit that stop loss. If it does, I'm okay, because here the goal is to keep the risk very low and reward big, so that in case the market is not going in our favor, we can exit the trade lowest time possible. And that's the secret of becoming profitable as a trader, is to enter the trade with a tight stop loss, with a full risk management. If the trade going in your favor, you are welcome. If not, exit the trade as fast as you can and then wait for the next entry. Keep your capital safe always, as much as you can, in the way that you can trade as many as you can. Now you can see there is some kind of rejection here from this lower frame. Both direction the market could move. As we can see, there is a significant a move from this lower time frame here in that area. So we are looking at this market to potentially get rejection from the higher price. If it get rejection, we could see that a deeper drop here back below to this support level. Now it's a very tight stop loss, as you can see. We can easily could see the market. It's only 50 pip stop loss on gold, which is very tight, and it easily can go back up and hit that. But if it hit, we will be re-entering again as soon as we see the market again giving us another opportunity in this market. So that's the secret of trading profitably, is to keep the risk low, let the market do the job, and if the price going in your favor, completely fine. If not, then wait for the next one to appear as soon as it shows that entry opportunity. So we might see some rejection. That's why you can see the price is still on it, but we might get exit with the trade. So we are out with the trade. This is a complete break above. So we see the price has crossed that high again. We'll be re-entering as soon as we see the market is showing up that further opportunity here. There is a rejection, and then the market from this higher price So there is a breakup structure that you can see. It may try to bounce off this level here in this market. So we'll be waiting to see if the market changing the trend or breaking up further back above. From the 4 hours, so we had 50 pip minus here, and we might see this market to going up for a deeper pullback. From the 4-hour chart that you can see, the price is just hitting that intraday resistance line, and that rejection until we see that there is a sentiment change in the market. We'll be waiting to see what kind of market structure it is forming. Here is the move that you can see in this market. That might, I wouldn't consider a reversal yet. There is a reversal, but I wouldn't consider it yet because the market is still can create a return. But if it shows any kind of reversal, that could move the price back again to the daily high. But it's still here in this area that if we look at the 15 minutes, we can see the price has hit that intraday resistance with one single move back up. Approaching that 4047 level that you can see the market is in that area, and welcome. Now, as the market has reached that key level here, this is the previous resistance line, and from the 15 minutes perspective, there is a bounce of this level. So from the daily market structure that you can see, so far the price has tested this daily level from this level, and from this support level the market has made its move back to the upside with a 4-hour retest of this high. The market is slowly trying to break that structure from this high. If you look at the 4-hour resistance line, it's now trying to break from this high here. This is the resistance line, and from that resistance the price resistance overextension, we could see that rejection back below here. And the 15 minutes price action that you can see, now the 5 minutes candle, we can see this is a big long bearish candle on the 5 minute chart on gold. And Now with a resistance break here, if we look at the lower time frame, it overextended this part on the intraday, and 1 hour candle is going to close with a price in such a crucial level that it could act in both directional bias. So it could bounce off that level, or you could see the market to trend back below again. we are looking to see here, guys, that the market in that area with this break, the price action potentially to show up again back below to this support level, and there is a cross of this key level. This is what I was looking at, the previous 4 hours high, and it's still in this area. The market is showing up that the price may continue to rise back here in that area, and looking at that lower time frame price action, if this is creating that reversal pattern here, there could be a rejection again back above to this daily high. So the market is in a very critical support level where we might see possible retest of this weekly high, because once the market opened earlier, we saw that only downtrend. So that level has not been tested yet. So the market could continue to reverse back to the upside the way the market is forming, and at the same time it's in a downtrend. So the best way is to wait for this candle close. The candle close showing up that possibility to showing that upside bias here in this market. So there's a full body candle close on the 15-minute chart, and then showing up to be upside here. So this is a bearish fair value gap that you can see here, and that bearish fair value gap could continue to rise here to fill that, or you could see the market to come back again to the direction of the trend. To enter, either to buy or sell, at the moment we see some bullish rejection in this market, so that's what I'm looking at here for possible buying opportunity. As there is a bearish fair value gap, the market can easily go ahead and fill that fair value gap. So we are looking to enter as soon as we see the market is showing up that confirmation for further trend continuation in this market. There's a neckline here. If you look at on the 1 minute chart of this pattern, that is showing the market to potentially remain bullish, and still not entering, because if you look at this 4 hour here, price action is getting some rejection from this level. This is 1 hour fair value gap, right? Bearish fair value gap from this starting to this level, and that fair value gap is nearly to 220 pip back here in this market. So we would like to take that move potentially, but we would like to see the breakup structure as confirmed here, and current support is here 75 pip to the 5 minutes. So I'm going to open buy here, guys, buy market, keeping stop loss below this swing low here. It's a fast track bullish entry for this potential fair value gap, retest of this move back to the upside. Now the market can do any direction. This is the second trade that we are opening for a possible upside bias here with a tight stop loss, and I'm also sharing the same trade in the group. I have also opened for my account as well, expecting that we have closed the pending order here. So this is a potential for a move back here in this market for this upside bias. As if we look at the 15-minute chart, that you can see this is a showing up the market to remain bullish to the major direction of the trend, as the lower time frame price action here showing up that the market to possibly to start a new uptrend here. Now that's a, if we are right, you have to take the bigger pip, because there is a fair value gap here at the top. If you look at the 1 hour chart here, and a little risky short, but there is a massive fair value gap. If the market is going as expected, that's gonna be massive move back up. It might cross this high here back up, and that's what I'm at here at the moment, as the market is, if you look at the lower time frame price action, there is a some rejection coming, and I'm still holding on to that. It's almost to that support level, and this is very unusual. We'll see that what's happening, and we are on the trade, and there might be a complete change of trend. Let's see that where the price action is potentially be heading here, or it might create a complete head and shoulder and break down below. So here's the twist, that to see that the market, how this 5 minutes candle closing as well is important to see. And that 5 minutes candle, the 1 minute as well, to see that the price is Now this is at the critical level the market at, and if the market really reverse, you'll see the reversal from here to the upside, or we could see that break completely below from that level to the downside here. We see some reaction coming from the buyers here in that area, and this is potentially to trend again back. You're looking at here for this possible if you look at the 15 minutes and the 5-minute chart, there's a very stronger reaction from the buyers and seller in this market here on this lower time frame. This is the 1-minute price action that is showing up to be potentially to create a possibility to break this support, and the market structure here showing that we might see that downtrend continuation in this market. So there is a downtrend continuation pattern it has formed that potentially to, that means the possibility for the market to respect that high and continue to drop down back here. Okay, so the market structure here maintaining that series of lower high and lower low. So this is a fake out that you can see the market has done, and with the fake out the price now slowly building that momentum back below. So that might bring the price below to this previous session's low, and so the only thing that we can look at here is for entry on a breakdown. So basically it failed to create a new higher high here, and the market may continue to trend as there is a rejection from this higher price. We could see the market coming back here to this support level here to create a new lower low in this market. So we'll be waiting for further confirmation as there is a sentiment changes. We might see little different in price action. You can see this is a break of this high, and then it just has returned back. That move, if we look at the 4-hour chart, it created this doji, and now as the market is trending, got the rejection from this higher price, the possibility for this market to create a new lower low is very high. So we are waiting for another entry as soon as we see that confirmation, while also we are looking at the market from so the market trend is bearish at the moment. If we look at here, it might remain as strongly bearish at any point because this is a fake out, so it gained momentum, and that might bring the price well back below here to this long-term support level. That is where the market is now maintaining the downtrending market structure. And as with the progression of this week, as you guys can see, this is the first day of trading week. We had early in Asian in London session 2 wins. Now this session we still looking to find a better entry. We had small loss, that's completely fine. This is how trading is. We need to look for the bigger win, smaller loss, and then scaling up when the trade is going in our favor. Here is the market trend. If we look at it, created this fake out here in that area, and that fake out could bring that market back below. That's looking to see if the market is showing that pattern. If you look at the lower time frame, it's creating a doji now. This rejection could bring that price to create a new lower low. So it is creating a new opportunity to sell along the way multiple times after a break of structure. You can see whenever it's going up, the sellers now selling this market. It's a big head and shoulder rejection with multiple liquidity sweep. The continuation for this market back below is higher. So we will be entering along the way as soon as the price action is showing up. While we are almost nearing to the end of this session, we will be coming on live again twice tomorrow, guys. Again, trading both London and NY session. Make sure you always remain focused and doing the risk management when you're trading, and wait for the next one when it comes to your turn to take the bigger profit target for each trade. That being said, thank you for joining here, and I'll see you again very soon trading live in the market.